Hey Havoc, good to have you here. Thanks guys for joining. Havoc, if you want to come in the commentary box, let me know. But of course, you do have practice for the next race. I can't believe everyone left me with this problem. What problem do you have? I'd love to try and help you solve this problem, if possible. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning back in. We're starting our Gran Turismo Sport races today. We're in round 4. We're at. Let me make sure I say this right. I always seem to get this so wrong. Give me a second. Actually, I don't want to mess this up even more. Dragon Tail Seaside. There we go. Right, so welcome to Dragon Tail Seaside. Round 4, GTS Division 1, Season 2. We've got our fastest drivers here today. We should have 15 drivers in total. 2 of them had the stuck glitch, unfortunately, so we may only have 13, but it's going to be an absolutely fantastic race. We've got a nice lineup here today as well. I'll quickly just tell you what that is. So, remember, we start... doing reverse grid based on championship order, so we've got Stinson starting in first place today, followed by Bogrowski, Platypus, Harley, Grim, Ash, Max, Astro, Bagpuss, Lika, Castle, Mika, Heineken, that's Iceman Kimmy, Racer Tay, AJ, and Doc Coop. 2 reserves at the back there, that's Spinorama and Tag Her Phoenix Race Lab reserves. Now, really interesting race. This track itself, 17 corner circuit, clockwise circuit, it's really fun. There isn't really any difficult parts of the track. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the drivers. It is still a complex track, but it's not difficult. It's easy to get up to speed, and there isn't a big difference between the fastest and the slowest guys, and that's hopefully going to bring this pack really close together, and we're going to see a lot of action out on track today. We're doing 27 laps here today. Should be ending after around 45 minutes, and then once that's done, we're going to be going over to D2, where we're going to race at the same venue again, and we're going to see people like Havoc, VR, Markov, Pitch Black, Fifi, Bounty, Phil Bab, Martin Bananas, BJ Robo, Doc Coop, Thomas, AJ Proctor, and a new guy, Bellboy, joining us for race 2. It's going to be another amazing race. Let's just say this new guy, Bellboy, currently putting in 136s, I think, around here, so he might get a D1 promotion after one race, but it's all down to how he performs in this coming race, so let's wait and see. So I'm just quickly checking our Discord just to make sure everything is going okay. I've got a notification from our league admin. We are going to straight start with Bug and Max at the back then. I think so. Yeah, so Max and Bug, both guys who've got that stuck glitch, unfortunately, are going to be starting from the back. Right, so... let's just ride on board with someone actually who's just about to start the lap. Maybe we can see. Let me see where I am. Let me see if I can. There we go, third place. Let's just have a quick look, get a quick track guide, and I can try and tell you what this track is like. I've only done about 3 laps around it, but those 3 laps alone, I was following my teammate VR. He was telling me about the circuit, and this race is fun, like I said previously. So here we go, Phil. Good to have you with us. He's coming around the final corner now at turn 17. Let's ride on board with him and let's see. So it's an uphill as you go just past the pit lane entry there, and you start the lap. It's a little bit of a brief left-hander, that's turn 17 there, and you begin the lap. First corner, turn 1, full speed right-hander. You can do a lot of overtaking opportunities here. Expect to see people dive down the inside. It starts to go downhill now, and you want to brake just as the curb starts on the right-hand side. 125 meters, you want to brake into turn 2, and you want to stick to the right-hand side at turn 3. Go over this crest and make sure your car is stable, otherwise you're going to throw it out onto that grass, that patch of grass there on the left-hand side. Downhill, here you go into turn 4. Another corner that you just have to lift on slightly. You can see he almost went full speed there. You want to brake as the curb starts again, and you want to turn in and get on that throttle as early as possible, because as you're coming up to turn 6 and 7 right now, it's a downhill, really fast chicane here. Now you want to lift as you go into 7, which is here, back on the throttle, squeeze it, and then hug this right-hand curb at turn 8, and then again full throttle as you go through turn 9. That is probably the best and funnest part of this track, and again it's really easy to follow through there, so these guys aren't going to break away too quickly. Coming up to the hairpin now at turn 11, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You want to brake at 100 meters, and you want to make sure you've got that perfect racing line. Wide in, tie out early on that throttle, and here comes the most trickiest part of the track, which GTS does actually allow you to cut. So you can go straight over the curbs here. That's at 12 and 13, straight over them again, at 14 and 15. Some cars you can actually go full throttle there, especially the Volkswagen Beetle. And as you come around this final long sweeping left-hander, which is potentially a corner, but I haven't counted that one as a corner, so we'll just call that the back straight. You come around turn 16 and you go back uphill again, and you pretty much go through this last kink in the road, which is turn 17, and that's the lap over. It's a really, really fun circuit, and I'm sure we are going to see lots of action here on track today. Havoc saying that I've given someone the commentary curse. I haven't yet, but I will. Let's see, who should we curse today? Iceman Kimmy, you are cursed. There we go. Alakazam. So, just waiting for the race to start now. Let me just quickly check our Discord server to see if anything's going on. We've got confirmation that it's going to start very soon. We're just 3 minutes over. That's a record so far, actually. It's the earliest we've probably ever started. And just got confirmation it's going to start soon. There we go. So, I hope this goes well for these guys, and I hope the race is full of action so you guys can be entertained. Remember, we got the D2 race starting in 1 hour's time, where we're going to see the likes of Havoc, who's joined us, for example, Phil, who's watching the stream as well, all take part. Going to be absolutely great. And we've got Rodham Pollux fishing Wicked Bungle is massive. Nice to have you here. So, pit strategies, I think we are again looking at a 3-stopper, so expect these guys to come in lap 7, lap 14, lap 21. Not allowed to use those super softs, they only have the soft, medium, and hards available. Remember that we do have heavy damage on as well, so if these guys do come into contact with each other, or if they do hit a wall around parts of the track like this one where there's curbs on either side, it's really tight, expect them to have to come straight into the pits to fix their cars, because damage around here is crucial. So much uphill, so much time wasted going uphill if you have got engine damage, gearbox damage, suspension damage, something like that. So yeah, expect it to be a good one. And while we're waiting, let's just quickly go over the D1 results as well, just to let you know what's going on. So we've only had 3 races so far, but the driver standings is looking very, very close. We've got Racer Tay for Spinorama out in first place, 59 points currently. And we've got Iceman Kimmy in second, Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab there on 50 points, Castle Racing in third, another Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab in 38, and yet again another Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab in fourth place with 34 points. And then we've got the second Spinorama of Lika with 23 points. Now going down from 6 to 10, it's Shane, AJ, Bagpuzz, Vilsec and Astro. And then 11 all the way down to 23, it's Max, Grim, Ash, Broomer, Harley Bounty, Atomic, Oh the Driver, Platypus, Bogrowski, Martin, Stinson and Havoc. Some of those drivers have gone to D2, some of them have left the league and they have been replaced with some new guys. That's why there's a bit of a gap towards the bottom of the field here, but that's going to close up as the season goes on. Now talking about the team standings, they're a little bit closer actually between some teams. We've only got 11-point difference between Tag Heuer and Spinorama right now, on 122 and 111 points respectively. Then a bit further down, we've only got Team Default on 25 points. That's almost a 100-point difference from first place, only on race 3. We've got Raven West only on 18 points, Rodham Pollux on 17 points, and Bock and Coles on 13. That is amazing. What a start to this season both Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab and the Spinorama Professional team have. They are on fire. They are on fire. We've got Jan joining us as well. Good to have you here with us again, Jan. Would be even better to see you back on track sometime soon. Vilsec as well. He's not tuned into the chat yet, but we've missed him most of this season as well, so it'd be nice to see him back as well. But next race is going to mark the halfway point once the race is over, and then we're going to see some reshuffling in some teams, I imagine. And maybe some admin work in the background too, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We will sure as hell put out a blog post on our website, onlineformularacing.co.uk, where you can keep up to date with all of our results, our rosters, our standings, our blog posts, our everything else. And if you want to join us, join our Discord server. There is a link on our website for us to join. Now I've got another message. Still waiting for it to start. He goes straight into the wall there, damages his front wing, his front left wheel assembly and his engine. And there we go. The final has started. Let's prepare to watch an absolutely amazing race around Dragontail Seaside. So here we go, guys. D1, we're racing race 4, season 2, OFR Division 1. Let's hope for a clean start. Let's hope for a little bit of drama, and let's hope for an absolutely amazing race. There you can see the lineup. We have a full 15 drivers on the grid right now. I'm going to make sure I save the replay for the start as well, so we can definitely see if anything happened. We can watch that replay back and see who was the cause of it. But here we go. We're just waiting for these cars to get ready now. We're going to ride on board with second place just to see how he gets away here. We've got the 5 red lights, that's the green light, and we are away. Now, it looks like, again, Platypus actually gets a really decent start off the line in his Volkswagen Beetle there. We've got a lot of drivers getting away. Let's hope everyone could actually pull away. I'm going to save the replay very shortly as they go through turn 1. We've got 2 going side by side. We've got Astro looking to make a move in 4th place right there. Harley in 2nd place looking to go down the outside as they go through turn 2 and through turn 3. He's almost cut the corner, but he's managed to correct it. A lot going on, and we've got 2 guys at the back unable to pull away. Let's just quickly see who that is. Right at the back, it's Leaker, and Leaker's just been stuck. That's interesting. Did everyone else get away? It looks like they did. It's just Leaker who's stuck. Oh, that's a shame. That is a very, very big shame. But let's get back to the race right now as Platypus has extended his gap to around 1 second. Let's make sure we can get that telemetry up as well. There you go, guys. And we'll jump down to Grim in that Rod and Pollux racing car with his teammate Harley behind him as well. They're just coming round turns 9 and 10 right now. Big uphill, downhill, almost a roller coaster, a section right there, which is really fun to race at. They're coming up to the hairpin at turn 11 right now. Let's hope they can keep it clean. But right now, Racer Tay's looking pretty decent in 5th place as well, and he's challenging Bagpuss pretty soon as positions 2 and 3, the Rod and Pollux cars are almost going side by side as they start to enter the chicane at 12 and 13. And 14 and 15, both, and again, look how easy it is to follow through there. Oh, one of them getting a little bit messy, and he's got damage. Front aero damage and front left assembly damage as well. Let's just check the cars out in front. Both of them are clean. All the way down in 5th place, Racer Tay, he's looking clean as well, and he's following Bagpuss right now. He's definitely hunting for another race win. We know how quick this guy is. Definitely know he's got the pace, and look at that move there. Down the inside of Bagpuss, and he's got him. Bravo. Now, we'll quickly just jump down to 8th place just to see how they're going on. It's Castle is in 9th. We've got someone in the pits right now. We've got Ash Wilson behind him. Again, another one of the Rod and Pollux racers there. And we've got Martin Bananas down in 11th. Now, where's Maximus? We definitely want to keep an eye on Max. Astro's down in 7th place there. Did Max get stuck? I'm not sure. I haven't seen Max yet. Let's hope he's okay. But Racer Tay is now up into 4th place, of course. He's now battling Harley for P3. He's got a far better exit. He's looking down the inside of him already. You can see Harley's trying to squeeze him just to make him run out of track almost as he goes through turn 7 now. He's still side by side. There's a bit of contact between these two, and Racer Tay is not giving up. He's now on the inside as they go through 8, and he's still got the racing line as he goes through 9. He's going to get squeezed slightly as he comes out of 9 here, but he's still side by side. These two making absolutely great viewing right now. How are they managing to not come into contact with each other? That is clean racing, and that is what we like to see and we like to boast about here at OFR. Racer Tay has moved up to 3rd place now. He's kept the line as they're coming up to the chicane at 12 and 13. Can he keep it as he goes down the inside into turn 12? Yes, he can, but there's a little bit of contact there between 3rd and 4th. Racer Tay is now tucked in behind Harley. Harley is managing to keep his position there. Let's hope they can both keep it out the wall. They can, but let's not forget Harley still has that front left damage on his wheel assembly. I'm not sure if it's suspension, track rod, the tracking, who knows, but it's not slowing him down too much, and Racer Tay is currently still behind. Going to jump up to 1st place. I'm quickly just going to jump on board to see if Leica's car is still there, because it looks at the moment it is. Leica has not retired his car. Havoc, if you're still watching, it would be nice if you could get in contact with Leica and tell him to retire his car, because he's stuck right now. There you go. He's saying lobby's broken and he's rejoined. Let's hope his car is definitely off. No, it's still there. His car is still there. He needs to retire his car so it can go away. It's ghosting though, so that's okay. And it's still there. It's still there. Right, back to 1st place. Let's jump back to the spectator can, and now let's watch the race start if it did save. So that's them pulling away and going through turn 1. No, it's just saved a little bit too late, unfortunately. Never mind. We'll jump back to the race and we'll see what gaps are closest right now. Now, we've got a bit of a battle going on all the way down in 11th and 12th, as you can see. We've got Iceman Kimmy down in 11th place. Not sure what happened to him there. And we got Doc Coop behind him in 12th place. Leaker's asking for a restart. I suppose we'll have to get in touch with Bagpuss for that, but if it was just a stuck glitch, I'm afraid that's not going to happen. We'll keep an eye on this gap between Iceman and Doc Coop. I think Iceman's actually pulling away. Yeah, you can see he's actually increasing it right now. Instead, I'm going to jump up to P9 and check out the Rod and Pollock's car of Ash Wilson, currently down in 9th place, trailing Castle Racing 1.7 seconds. Let's see how he's getting on. Oh, he's just 5/10 behind Astro right now. We'll stick on board with him and see how he's getting on. Beautiful livery in that Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab car there, as you can see. They have got a sister team in D2 with a blue livery instead of the red livery there, but yeah, it's a very nice car, and it's going to be great to see Castle try to gain some more positions. We know he's fast around this track. We know he's faster overall in this game. He definitely has what it takes to get a P3 here. Let's see if he can do it. But if you can look in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, he's got front left wheel damage and rear bumper damage as well, so someone must have hit the back of him there. Hopefully that won't affect his aero too much, but if it does, he's going to be losing out. He's now chasing Bagpuss down the main straight. He's got a huge slipstream. Let's ride on board with him and see if he's going to be able to gain. Bagpuss has a bit of a tow as well from Astro ahead of him, so Castle's not going to be too advantaged here. But if he can stay behind, he may be able to make a move. He's braking a little bit late there. He's turning in, and his car's looking a little bit unstable. Bagpuss is looking way more unstable, actually. But Bagpuss, one of our cleanest races in OFR, is having a pretty good race now as well. Started a bit higher, he's dropped down to 7th place, but he's fighting. He is fighting right now, and he's not letting Astro get away. That Volkswagen just looks so unstable. I'm not sure if it's the setup or something, or whether it's just how short the car is. But yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it's as tuned to this this racetrack as the other longer cars around here. Astro's looking nice and stable on track now as well in that Raven West car. Still can't see Maximus anywhere, so he must have left because he got stuck again, unfortunately. I'm quickly just going to check the Discord server just to see if anything's going on there. Doesn't look like it. Grim is still out in first place, and he's now got Racer Tay behind him in second. They're coming up to the second to last corner now, potentially the last corner, which is turn 16 according to my track map. And Racer Tay's now got a huge slipstream. Let's see what he can do. So, and then they go through turn 17. He's now in the tow. He's really close behind. They're not getting that much of an advantage with this slipstream. It's probably because it's downhill and the guy in front is already maxing out his top speed, and that's going to, you know, allow him to just peek ahead slightly. But Racer Tay's still behind. He wants this P1 and he wants it quick. Now, we've got another driver in the pits. I'm not sure who it is. Racer Tay's still got that front bumper damage, as you can see. We've got Grim going slightly wide there. Racer Tay taking the inside line. Has he managed to overtake him? Almost. He's down the inside as they are coming up to turn 6 right now. He's going to get the inside into 6, but let's see how he gets through 7. Left-hander round the outside. If he can hold on, he might be able to get it. He's got him. Racer Tay now in first place. And look at that. Another Spinorama out in front, but Grim C is not letting him get away. He's down in second place right now. He's only 2/10 behind. Let's just watch that gap as they go through the chicane all the way through 12 to 14. Really nice part of the track. You can cut the curb here as much as you want, really, and you don't get a penalty for it. He hits the side barrier there on the left side, but he managed to get out of that without any damage whatsoever, so that's okay. Racer Tay has pulled away another 1/10 of a second there, and as they go through the second to last corner at turn 16, he's going to pull away a little bit more as well. So I think Racer Tay has now cemented his first place. Where's Iceman Kimmy? Because we know he has the pace. He's down in 10th at the moment. He's just moved up to 9th. Castle has let him pass. He did drop his speed a little bit there. You might have caught that right at the end, but he is now up to 9th place, and he's going to be chasing down Martin Bananas in 8th place in that Raven West vehicle now as well. Now, Leak has left the room. Let's see if his car has finally been removed. It has. His car has been removed. That's nice to see, so it won't affect anyone on the track. And Racer Tay's pulled away another 10th. He's now just over half a second ahead. Now, let's look at the midfield here. We've got a big battle going on between Platypus and Astro. Platypus cutting a corner there. He might get a penalty for that. Let's see if it does show up with a penalty. Not yet. No, he managed to get away with that one. The track limits aren't that well governed around here, I suppose you could say. There are a lot you can cut and get away with. But he's trailing AJ right now. Oh, let's make a note on that. AJ in that Spinorama car all the way up in 3rd place. Let us not forget he is a D2 driver and he's currently racing in P3. I've heard in the paddock a few people are getting annoyed that he's still in D2 actually, because he definitely has D1 pace, but he will be racing in D2 in just 30 minutes time, so let's keep an eye on that. But the pit window is going to be opening very soon. We've got a driver going pretty slowly there. Who is that? It's 9th place of Martin Bananas. Ooh, he's got engine damage, he's got front wing damage, and he's got front right wheel assembly damage too. He's going to have to pit very soon. This lap, in fact, he's going to be going so slow. We may even see Castle. Let's see Castle to see if he's got any damage. Was there an incident between those two? No, it wasn't him. So let's check Bagpuss ahead. Oh, Bagpuss has got some front bumper damage and some front right wheel damage too. Could have been those two. I'm not sure. But they're coming into the... Bagpuss is coming into the pits now. Racete is still getting challenged by Grim. He is not breaking away as quick as we would expect here. Now, we've got one guy in the pits. I'm not quite sure who that is, but it's not any of the top 5 at least. I can tell you that much for sure. We've got a bit of a battle going on between Astro and Platypus again. There's only a 6/10 gap between these two now as they're just making their way through the chicane at 8 and 9. Let's see if they can stay close together. Let's look at that gap. It's currently just below 5/10 of a second. It's now below 4/10. Astro is definitely catching Platypus here. Let's see if he can get him. Astro has a little bit of rear bumper damage. He's looking to go down the inside at turn 11. Let's see if he can make that. Let's see if he can brake. Platypus is going to try and do the switchback here, but it looks like Astro has reclaimed that racing line. He just got a little bit of a better exit, even though he went a bit wide there. Astro's now coming through the chicane and Platypus is dropping back a little bit, so Astro's now moves to 4th place. That's going to get Raven West a healthy amount of points, which they very, very much need for the battle for 3rd place currently. And we're going to see some drivers coming into the pits now, I believe. Yes, Racete is now in the pits. We've also got Grim staying out of the pits. Oh, interesting. So he's going to try and perform the overcut, but look at his tyre wear. We're only a quarter of the way, sorry, through this race, and his tyre wear is already about 40%, I would say. That is a lot of tyre wear. They're going to have to be careful as we see Platypus, Ash, and Astro come into the pits as well. Now, we're going to probably see Grim pit this lap. He's got half a tank of fuel left, so I mean, fuel-wise, he could go another 7 laps, but his tyres are not going to be able to get him a race speed all the way for another 7 laps. I doubt they're going to be doing any justice for the remainder of this lap anyway. I mean, his fronts are worn about 20% more than his rears, and especially when you're going down a track that's very much downhill and uphill, one after the other, it's going to be putting so much pressure on those front tyres, and that's why they're getting worn so much. And into these corners like at turn 4, at turn 5, at turn 8 and 9, when you're going downhill, you need as much front end grip as you possibly can, and he's just not going to be able to get it. They're going to be overheating, they're going to be cooling down too much as he's going uphill. It's going to be so off balance, and you're seeing him lose the balance of that car and the stability of that car right now. He needs to come into the pit now. Let's see if he can jump Racete. He's coming around turn 60 now, second to last corner, where he's going to be coming into the pits right out of this corner. Let's see if he comes in. He needs to, otherwise he's going to be losing too much time, and there he goes. He dives into the pits. Now, let's ride on board with AJ, who also didn't pit. He's coming into the pits right now as well. Iceman Kimmy currently in 3rd place. He needs to pit, and he is staying out. He's hardly got any fuel left. He's got enough for about 4 laps, and let's see where Racete is. So, Racete is just coming past the pit box now. Where is Grim? He hasn't left his pit box yet. There goes Grim. He's come out about 2-3 seconds behind. The overcut did not do him any justice. He had far too much wear on those soft tyres, and he's definitely lost out there. That's an important note for all those D2 drivers who, want to be thinking about their pit strategies. Don't go for the overcut if your tyre wear was as bad as Grimm's was. He's still in 3rd place though. He's in provisional 2nd place once Iceman Kimi pits, so he's not lost out, at least, because AJ did a similar strategy to him. But you can tell as well, AJ didn't gain anything either, so the overcut definitely not working here. But still, quite a lot going on track, so let's jump back down to 7th place as we see 1.1 second, 1.3 second gap to the front and back of Astro. Ahead of him is Bagpuss in that Volkswagen Beetle, Bock and Cole's car there, 6th place. Behind him, Ash Wilson in that Rod and Pollux, and of course Astro is in that Raven West car. A lot of these teams fighting for the team standings P3 at the moment, because the bottom half of the field, or let's say the bottom 60% of the field, oh, as we see one car, is that Bagpuss getting a little bit choppy, always struggling to keep his car stable. We'll definitely watch the replay and see what happened there. So let's see, he was just coming out of turn 8, car looking nice and stable. He goes through 9 okay. Oh, he gets a bit too much outside curve, hits the gravel, comes back on track. Does he get damage? He manages to avoid that wall on the left, but then he swings across the track. We have Ash avoiding him as much as he possibly can, and then he gets back on track. Thankfully, he didn't lose, or he didn't crash into a wall at any point, so his tyres are okay, his wheels are okay, his car aero and everything is okay. But there he goes, commentator curse. He's whacked the chicane at the entry into 14. He's hit it hard, and he's going to be coming into the pits there. Oof, super unfortunate. Bagpuss is now... he's going to have to pit. He's got too much damage. You can see he's slowing down a lot. Now, Racertay's got a 7.3 second advantage over Grimm in 2nd place. Bagpuss is now in the pits. AJ is trying to close down Grimm 45. He's just 1.7 seconds behind, and he's losing time, actually. It's now down to 2 seconds as you saw him get really, really scruffy at turns 4 and 5 there. He has gone set a best first sector, actually. Racetay has currently got the fastest lap with a 1:37. AJ's fastest lap is only a 1:39. Let's just quickly have a look at his current stats. He's in that Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 from 2016. His last lap time was a 1:41. And he's currently got a 9-second gap behind him and a 2-second gap in front of him. Interesting there, as you're seeing his carbon brake disc absolutely light up. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back now. Just going to quickly check the gaps between the top front. So we've got Racertay out in 1st place. Oh, give me a second. Right, we've got Racertay extending his gap to 8.7 seconds now. He's doing a really good job. Grimm has extended his gap to AJ a little bit as well. AJ seems to be struggling here, but he's still managing to extend his gap to Iceman Kimi behind him to 8.6 seconds. But look at that gap closing down now. It's 8.6, it's 8.6. It's still around 8.6. It was just dropping about a tenth every second, but he's managed to bring that back up now. Iceman Kimi is really close behind to Platypus behind him. Platypus is closing him down here now. Let's have a look. Iceman Kimi doesn't have absolutely any damage whatsoever. He's got about less than 5% wear on his front. Platypus, however, has got no damage either, but he's got a little bit more wear, and somehow Platypus is managing to close him down. And behind Platypus, he's got the Raven West closing him down as well. He's just 7 tenths behind at the moment, which isn't bad at all. He's doing a pretty good job as well. I'm sure Team Captain Maximus is going to be happy with that. Let's see as they turn in. Where are they now? They've just gone through turns 2 and 3. The gap's now 0.4 of a second. Astro is actually catching him here. Let's ride on board with them and just monitor that gap more visually. So they're coming through turn 4 and 5 now. Really tight right-hander at turn 5, and he's got away again. Look at that. The gap's just dropped now to 2.1 seconds. What on earth happened then? So look how close Platypus was. Platypus is going to go deep here, I suppose. Oh, there you go. He's hit that inside curb, and he's completely lost it. Platypus down in 6th place now. Super unfortunate there. He's down in 7th place, actually, as Ash is now overtaking him. A lot going on in the middle part of this race now as we're just approaching halfway. As Racer Tay pulls out another 2 seconds just within the last 2 laps alone. Right, I'm back. We've got Iceman Kimmy and AJ battling hard. Something has happened to that advantage that AJ had. He's got a little bit of front bumper damage, so he might have come into contact with a wall there. Iceman Kimmy doesn't have any damage whatsoever, and Iceman Kimmy is now just 1/10 behind. These two had a lot of drama last race in Brazil. Both of them got a penalty for their actions on track, actually, and they are now battling each other very hard now. Iceman Kimmy has got the inside line as they're coming into turn 16. AJ's going to try and outbrake him. There's no contact. They are still keeping it clean. AJ's going to try and go around the outside, but he's just running out of track here. Little bit of contact there between these two, and AJ still has at least a wheel up the inside of him right now. None of them are going to pit. They're going to run all the way up past the start-finish line as they go through turn 1. Let's see what can happen. Iceman Kimmy is still leading. AJ's looking to go around the outside. He's looking to get the inside as they go up to turn 2. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not. He's not managed to outbrake Iceman, and Iceman is now ahead. I have a feeling Iceman's just going to start to pull away right now as well. It looks like he has a bit more speed around here, and with that front aero damage that AJ has, he's probably going to not be able to fight as well as he should be, and maybe that was the reason why Iceman passed him so easily. Maybe he wasn't able to defend as well as he could have if he didn't have any damage either. Not sure on the extent of that damage, of course, but Iceman Kimmy has now moved back up to 3rd place, which is, well, not back up to 3rd place, sorry, which is very, very nice to see. Good job there, Iceman. Now, I just want to give a shout out to Smalley, Jan, Fred, Doc Coop as well. Doc, I'm really sorry that you weren't able to join. It seems like the division managers, whoever's hosting the lobby, didn't see the messages until it was too late, but it is too late to restart now, of course, so we won't be able to restart there. Really sorry, but this game is buggy as hell, I'm sure you know, and there's not much we can do about that, so again, really sorry. But I'm going to jump back to the race now, down to 5th place, and see how AJ's 4th place, sorry, see how AJ's getting on. He's dropped back 1.5 seconds already, so we'll leave that gap alone for now. I'm just going to quickly cycle through the rest of the drivers. Ooh, Castle's drifting through turns 2 and 3 there, I'm sure. And he's fighting the car as well out of turn 3. Maybe he's getting a little bit too early on the throttle, and that's allowing some oversteer from him. I'm not entirely sure. Thomas, good to have you here as well. He's rooting for his teammate Iceman Kimi. I don't think he's going to be able to improve on his 3rd place currently, as we see Grim back out in 1st place, as Racer Tay is now pitted, and he's only 2.9 seconds behind. Grim, of course, is going to have to come into the pits again. What he doesn't want to do is perform an overcut again and basically try to overcut himself, because he knows Racer Tay is out of contention now, so he needs to defend against Iceman Kimi. But if he's going to stay out on these worn tyres, it's not going to do him any justice. He should know this from his first pit stop, and he needs to pit immediately. He should have followed Racer Tay into the pits and gone on to the same strategy as he did, because that seems like it's the faster strategy. But he hasn't. He stayed out. Now let's see what can happen. Yeah, look at that gap. It's coming down so quickly. 1.5 seconds. Let's look at the gap between Iceman. He's currently only 8.3 seconds behind, so he is trying to hunt down Racer Tay. Look at the gap between those two. It's 6.7. It's climbing a little bit as he's going uphill. Let's see if it comes down as he goes downhill. No, it's going up actually. So it looks like Racer Tay still pulling away, but we might see a battle between Racer Tay and Iceman towards the end of this race. Let's hope. Let's hope they can do it. Now, here comes Racer Tay on Grim. He's going to make easy work of them if they can both keep it clean. He's looking to go down the inside as he gets to turn 16. He's got him easily. He's outbroken him. He's got the inside line, and he's going to pull away out of the corner far quicker than Grim does on those used tyres. Let's see if Grim comes into the pits now. He is. He's diving in. He knows he has to pit. He is losing far too much time. He's going to have to give up that position now to Iceman Kimi too. It seems like he's just on the complete wrong strategy here. He's got his car dropped and he's starting the refuel now. That's his 2nd pit stop out of 3, I imagine, unless he wants to put on mediums and go to the end of the race. Let's see how quickly he comes out. There you go. He's pulling away now, and I'm sure he's gone onto the softs. Yes, fresh soft tyres, and he's got enough. He's got a full tank of fuel actually. Interesting. He only needs to go about 7 laps, so I wonder why he's put in a full tank. He's definitely not going to the end on that set of tyres. So maybe he's trying to reduce his final stop, without having to without having to refuel in his next pit stop. Maybe that's what he's doing. But that's going to slow him down too much here. Let's see what happens. So, looking on the track again, we've got Racer Tay out ahead, 21 seconds the gap he has now, as we saw Iceman just pit 2. Iceman's come into the pits now, and he's come out just 1.2 seconds behind Grim. So let's keep an eye on Iceman for now, who's racing for Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab. I can't get that name right ever. Let's see how he gets on the hunt for Grim C45. Now he's 0.8 of a second. He's just taken out 0.5 of a second within 4 corners. They're going downhill. They're coming up to turn 11 right now. Sharp right-hander, early braking, early on the throttle as you're coming out of it. He's got the gap down to just under 0.7 of a second now. There we go. Through the chicane at 12 and 13. Half throttle the entire way through. Back up to full speed and a half throttle again. Iceman is because he's following so closely, maybe he's having to lift a bit more than half throttle there, because he did get completely off the throttle. But let's see how he does as he goes up to turn 16. The gap's now 1.1 seconds, so he lost a bit of time through that final chicane there. And the gap is 1.1 seconds. So he's lost a bit of time. This is going to help Grim out a little bit as well. Now let's not forget, if Grim can keep him behind him, when they come to their final pit stop in around 4 laps time, Iceman Kimi is going to have to refuel his car. You can see that from his fuel he has now, and Grim isn't going to be able to. But the problem that Grim has right now is that his car is going to be carrying twice as much fuel. We're talking, 40-50 kilograms extra of fuel here. And that's going to be slowing him down. That's like having an extra person in your car, and that's going to be slowing him down a few tenths on the straights, the pull out of the corners for sure, and when he's going uphill, which is quite a lot, even a little bit of an uphill there as well. So the question is his time saved by not refueling at the end of the race better or longer than his time lost because of his extra fuel throughout the corners and straights? That's what we're going to see. Let's see if he can do it. A lot of guys rooting for Kimi here as well, both in the YouTube stream and the Discord channels as well. That's interesting. The gap is now just 0.2 of a second. Iceman's looking to get him. Now, he's coming up to the part of the track at the chicanes again where he lost a bit of time last time round. Let's see if he can keep it cleaner this time. The gap's 0.1 seconds. He's finally got it below 2/10. He's again, there you go, half throttle, no complete lift there. And he's still up to, oh no! Grim's hit the wall. He's hit the wall. That's going to be complete terminal damage there. Yeah, he's got front bumper damage. Both wheels, front wheels are messed up. AJ's just overtaken him too. He is not going to be happy about that. I am going to watch the replay of that very shortly. I just want to see where Castle is. He's down in 11th place right now because we've got Red Serial rooting for Castle. He's got a long way to go. He's just on a pit stop, I think, because his tyre wear is so low, but his fuel is also so low as well. I wonder what's happened there. Now, let's jump back down to Grim and see... Oh, Astro's got him now as well. He's in the pit lane. Let's see what happened. So we're right on board with him. So he's just gone through turn 11 there. He's preparing his car for the entry into turn 12. Left-hand side. Slight lift there as he enters the corner. Perfectly fine through both 12 and 13. Oh, he hits the curb on the inside at 14. And that punts him straight into the wall. And that, of course, allows AJ to just overtake him. And then comes Astro, of course, who's going to overtake him in a few corners' time. So there you go. Grim made a little bit of a mistake there. He touched that inside curb and the inside barrier at turn 14. That pushed him into the wall at 15, and he's just lost a podium. He is not going to be happy with that. Super unfortunate, Grim, but you need to fight back. We know you've got the pace to get back in the top 5. Let's see if you can do it. You should be able to go to the end of the race now after your pit stop as well, and thankfully you crashed right towards the end of the lap, which is a lot better than crashing early on. So fight back, you've got it in you. Let's see what you can do. Now, Race Taze 25 seconds out in front. Spinorama is going to be very, very happy with this. Iceman Kimmy down in second, 5 seconds ahead of AJ right now. AJ's looking like he's got a similar tyre wear actually between him and Iceman, and he's got a lot less fuel as well. So he's going to have a lighter car, but it means he's going to have to refuel a little bit more at his next pit stop, which should be in, what, 3 laps time. Now, moving down the field slightly, let's just see if anyone else is close. We've got 8 seconds between those, 8 and 3 between those, 7 between the back, 4 there, 17 there for 21, and Castle in last place has got, 21 seconds, of course. So the track is actually quite spaced out. You don't normally see this in D2. A lot of the drivers are a lot more similarly paced. In some areas a bit cleaner as well, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot more action. Astro, who's currently racing in this race, is going to be commentating for D2, so make sure you tune into that. It's going to be an absolute ball and a spectacle to watch. So yeah, do tune into that. But right now, it's Race to Tail leading by over 20 seconds to Iceman Kimmy. Now, who's in the pits right now? It must be... Is that Castle? It's Bagpuss. Bagpuss is in the pits. Castle's just going around the final corner now. Maybe Bagpuss might be battling Castle when he comes out of the pits. I'm sure Bagpuss, this is his final stop now. He should be able to go 9 laps. Castle's just coming around the final corner. He's hardly got any fuel left, and he's staying out for another lap. Bagpuss is now starting to leave the pit lane, so he's not going to be challenging Castle. He's far enough ahead. But Bagpuss is currently in 10th place, looking to get that final point in P10. Let's see what he can do. The gap's increasing again. It's now 25 seconds. Race Tay is on fire. What a driver he is. It'll be really nice to see him back in F1 as well. He did a few races in D3 last season. He actually won a race there. He's really fast in dirt every single week too. He's super quick there, wins a lot of races, and is winning races in GTS too at the end of the week. What a racer he is. Gap's increasing again, 25.2 tenths it is now. AJ is 6 to 8 seconds, so it's starting to quiet down a bit now, guys. So it looks like it might just finish like that, unless someone makes another mistake like we saw Grim just do. Let's see how Grim's getting on, actually. He's got Ash in front of him, 2.6 seconds down the road in that Raven West... No, sorry, Ash is in his sister car, I can't speak, his Rod and Pollitt's car. He's got his teammate in front of him, 2.7 seconds down the road. So let's see if he can close him down a little bit. But Grim's tyres already at about 20%, 20 to 25%. That seems quite a lot if he's planning on going to the end of the race here. He's only put, what, 2 or 3 laps on his tyres? He needs to get a bit more tyre management going on here, or he might find himself having to pit again at the end of the race. Let's hope he can do it. Did he forget to change his tyres? No, I doubt that. But what did happen there? Don't know. So, someone's just coming out of the pits again. It's... if I can see it... it's Harley, another Rod and Pollock's car there, in 10th place currently. Racer getting a little bit scruffy there as he goes through the final chicane. Manages to avoid all damage on his car, however. Now, he's going to come into the pits this lap, I reckon. He's only got 2 laps of fuel left, but I imagine he'll want to do it now. That will help to cut down on the refueling time. Currently set the fastest lap of 1:37 flat, and that was set on lap 17, so 4 laps ago, and he is now in the pit lane. 25 seconds ahead he was of Iceman Kimi. He's going to pit and still come out ahead. That's how far ahead he is. Now he's refueling to go to the end of the race. Let's see what he can do. Oh, Iceman Kimi's pitting as well. I was wondering why the gap was still 25 seconds. He's going to come out now. He's not going to get challenged by Astro because Astro is now in the pits too. Let's see who else comes in. Is AJ going to come in now? Now would be... no, AJ's staying out. Iceman Kimi is far too far ahead to for AJ to perform any type of... AJ's going to... he's already pitted. Look at that. He's got fresh rubber and he's got half a tank of fuel. So everyone, apart from the few at the back, are currently on their final stint now. So AJ attempting to do an undercut. Let's see how many seconds he's got to make up on Iceman. 8.7. Let's see if that gap's coming down. Doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's going up actually. It's now 8.8 seconds. It's going up slightly. I think AJ's going to have to settle for 3rd place here unless something happens a bit later on in this race. But he's had a great race so far, as you can see. And we've got Racer Tay about to come up to some back markers. That's how far ahead he is. Look at him go. Now, Iceman's extended his gap to AJ to 9.4 seconds right now, and AJ is losing a little bit, is he? To Astro? No, AJ's pulling away from Astro actually, but Astro is also pulling away from Ash too. So Astro's looking likely to get 12 points here, which is going to again help Raven West out a lot. We know both Spinorama and Tag Her Phoenix Race Lab are engaged in the team standing battle, with Racer Tay leaving the driver standing. But for every other team this season, so the likes of Rod and Pollux, the likes of Raven West, Bock and Calls, they're all fighting for P3 currently. So Astro in P4 is going to be
helping out his team a lot here. He's going to be extremely happy with his performance, and so he should be. You know, he does have some really fast guys out ahead of him. We know he's a clean driver, we know he's a fast driver, and he's still managing to put in great laps, lap for lap. Now, if you look at his lap times on the right hand side, he's done around 1:39, so he's about 2 seconds off the fastest guy in this race so far, which is Racer Tay. Let's just quickly look at Iceman Kimmy's times. He's setting 1:37's fastest, 1:48's, 1:41's, 1:50. Must have had some major damage or something at one point in this race, but you can see a 1:37 will be a good lap for him. So that's and AJ's times, he's looking at around 1:38, 1:37 too. So Astro is about 2 seconds a lap race pace, at least slower than these guys currently. But he's the best of the rest. You know, if you want to call it Division 1.5 or whatever you want to do, go for it. But he is looking strong out there right now. Very, very strong. Beautiful livery as well, looks like a Batmobile. Right, moving down the field again, we're going to look at Ash Wilson, who's had a pretty decent race as well. Another really great driver, races in both GTS and Formula 1 in OFR. Again, another clean, another consistent driver. Going to get 10 points for Rodden Pollux. His teammate is going to help him get to 18 points, and his teammate, I think it's where's his teammate? It's Harley. He's down in 10th, so they're going to be getting 19 points. Again, crucial for the team standings currently. They're in a good position right now. Now, Harley is currently chasing down Bagpuss, who is currently chasing down Martin Bananas. No, it's Racer Tay. It's the back marker ahead of him, so Racer Tay has passed them, but Bagpuss is kind of using the slipstream ahead of him to help stay ahead of Harley right now. Oh, Bagpuss getting a little bit scruffy. He's hit the wall. Has he got damage? No damage, but look at Harley then reclaim that position. Bagpuss back down to 10th place. Harley up to 9th, but Bagpuss is going to want to fight back. So let's stay with these two for now and let's watch them. Now I'm just going to quickly watch that replay again just to see where Bagpuss made the mistake. Was it the same point where... Oh no, he missed this chicane actually. He missed the curb, and that helped. It did not contribute to helping him get that extra rotation that he needed, and he just went straight across the next curb and hit the side of his car. Thankfully, he came out unscathed, but that was a really lucky incident for him there. Now, he's currently dropped back 1.5 seconds, so it looks like Harley's going to pull away, and that's going to give his team 19 points now instead of 18, so he's looking nice and healthy here. It's a shame we've not seen Mary on the track recently as well. But let's check how Martin's doing as well in that Raven West. He's doing okay, 1.1 seconds behind Platypus right now. Platypus in the Bock and Calls, he's going to be getting, what, 6 points for his team? So that's currently 7 for Bock and Calls. Again, much needed points there. They should have finished a bit higher. They definitely had the pace for it this race, but they've just got a bit unlucky with their consistency here. Now, is that still... It's 5th place, it's Grim and it's Ash. Ooh, could see a battle between two teammates coming up soon. As Racer Tay goes 1:36.5. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. When did he do that? Oh, that was quite... Oh, that was... Yeah, that was lap 23. Wow, what a lap. Only 2.5 laps to go now. Iceman Kimmy's fastest is a 1:37.126. So that's almost 7/10 of a second slower than Racer Tay on his fastest lap. Racer Tay is currently leading the Driver Championship as well, let's not forget. He's going to extend that even more. Ooh, hits the wall, and he always got front bumper damage and front left wheel damage as well. Let's see if that slows him down. You might be able to see him doing some overcorrection to help his car, well, to stop his car constantly turning to the left here. Let's see, you might be able to see it on his steering wheel. Let's see if we can get inside his cockpit. Don't think we can. No, we can't see his steering input unfortunately. But let's hope it doesn't slow him down too much. The gap is now 28 or 29 seconds. He's slowing down a tenth every second. Look at that. 29.2, 29.3, 29.4, 29.4. Okay, a little bit slower than a tenth a second, but quicker, sorry, than a tenth a second. But yeah, he's not going to be able to catch Racer Tay at this point, who's just started his second to last lap. Let's just look on track to see who's close. It looks like there might be something going on between these two. Again, it's the two Rodden Pollux fishing racing cars there in 5th and 6th. The red dot above the speedometer is the steering input. Thanks for that. I thought that was just reverse G-force, but obviously not. Okay, so let's have a look at Iceman Kimi to see how much correction he's doing with that front left wheel damage. What we want to do is just look at his car as it's going in a straight line and see if he's having to slightly turn to the right. I don't think so. I think he's managed to get away with that. He's not going to want to pit. He's only got 1 lap left, and he's only 10 seconds ahead of AJ. Ooh, he's hit the curb there again. Hit the wall, sorry. And let's see if AJ can close him down. 10.5 seconds. Is he slowing down? Doesn't look like it. Let's look at the damage on AJ's car. AJ's looking healthy. Avoiding that wall as he goes through turn 15 there. The gap, 10.7. As we're going to watch Racer Tay's final lap right now. I'll keep an eye on... Oh, hang on. Is that Grim making a mistake? He's got damage everywhere. Let's see what happened this time. He was following his teammate as he went through the chicane. Oh, same thing again! He hits the wall at turn 15, punts his car into the exit at 15 on the barrier on the left, and now he's got engine damage, front wing damage, and both wheel assemblies are completely destroyed. He's coming into the pits. He's got 27 seconds on Martin Bananas behind him, but he's not going to be happy with that at all. Here he comes into the pits. He's going to have to stay stationary a little bit just to fix his car, because he's not going to want to refuel. You can see them fixing it now. Wheels still on. He's keeping the wheels on to reduce time, and he's pulling away. So let's jump back to Racer Tay. He's coming up to the second to last corner now at turn 16. He's come out with almost an empty fuel tank, so he's timed this perfectly. He's come round 16. He's led almost every lap of this race since he claimed that first position after his great race start, all the way up into 4th after the first corner, I think. He's about to cross the line and take yet another race win for Spinorama, and there he goes, crosses the line. Well done, Racer Tay. The gap between Iceman and AJ has dropped down to 10.2 seconds, so 6/10 AJ's gained, but not enough to catch Iceman, who has finished in a solid second place. He started right at the back. He's managed to move all the way up to second, engaged in a few battles actually throughout this race, and he's managed to pull off P2, 18 points. Let's not forget Racer Tay's fastest lap was a 1:36.5. Let's see if Iceman can beat it. I doubt it. I don't think he's going to be able to with that damage that he currently has. He's not beat it, and he's going to cross the line in second place and get 18 points for Tag Her Phoenix Race Lab. Good job there. Next up is going to be AJ Spinorama helping out as a reserve driver currently, extending Spinorama's advantage at the top of the driver standings table there. Good job. Rodder and Pollock, I think Grim saying that he had dirty air behind Ash and lost all grip. I'm sure he did. Next up is going to be Astro in the Raven West, and not too far behind him is going to be Ash Wilson. Now, that's not going to be him behind him. That's going to be a back marker, but Ash Wilson's about to cross the line here. You can see him finishing in 5th. Nice 10 points for Rodder and Pollock's fishing there. Next up is going to be Grim, pitting on the second to last lap. He's just coming around the final corner now, so he didn't lose out on any points at least, but maybe he could have jumped his teammate, who knows. But he did make a mistake. He had to pit, fix his car, and that's it. Essex boy on his number plate there as he crosses the line. He gets 8 points for his team. Well done. Next up is going to be 7th place of Martin Bananas, finishing with, let's see, 10, 8, 6 points for his team. Well done. Platypus is going to be next, picking up 4 points for his team. Buck and Crawls there in that car. So well done. Great race. A lot going on track. A lot cleaner than last weekend as well in Brazil, which is very nice to see. But the victor was Racer Tay, as predicted. And again, another race win. Hold that trophy high. Well done. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Just to remind you, we do have the D2 race starting in about 5-10 minutes time, so make sure you tune into that. Thanks for tuning in here. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you shortly. Well done, guys. Well done.